It's like 2018, I am 18 years old, and I just walked into class, sat down next to one of my friends, and of course, I wasn't listening to the teacher. I was distracted and I was looking at his laptop. He had CTrader open, TradingView, and he was marking up a bunch of charts. And so eventually I asked him, dude, what are you doing? What's going on here? And he said he was trading Forex. I'd heard of Forex before, but I thought it was scammy. I didn't think anybody could make money with it. So I just straight up asked him, how's it going? Are you making any money with it? And he said that he turned $1,000 into $10,000. $10,000 at the time for me was an ungodly amount of money, a life-changing amount of money. And I just straight up told him, I don't believe you. So he whipped up his CTrader and he showed me the 5-figure $10,000 balance right there. And immediately, instantly, I was hooked.
I tell you what, you show me a pay stub for $72,000 on it, I quit my job right now and I work for you. Hey, Paulie, what's up?
I then devoured baby pips. I dropped $100 into a live account thinking I was just a few trades away from being a millionaire. And of course, a few days later, I blew everything. And this is the story that is all too common. We all know the stat that only 10% of traders make money. The question is, why is that? And so today we're going to break down exactly why nobody really makes money from trading. And I'm going to give you 3 reasons that go beyond just the typical, they're not risk managed, they trade with their emotions. We're going to be diving a little bit deeper today. Social media. It is a love-hate relationship. It lets us connect with friends and family. It lets us shut off our brains and just consume mindless content. And it's all fun and games until we all get on Sunday our screen time notification and we realize we are wasting our lives on these platforms. But beyond that, slow and steadily, it can actually ruin our trading. Let me explain. Imagine you are an alien. You drop down to Earth and they hand you a phone with Instagram on it. All these aliens scroll through Instagram and they see all of these Instagram models. And so of course, they would think that all humans look like this. They look like these heavily edited fake versions of what these people actually look like in real life. Of course, they don't know that they're edited because this is the only exposure that they have had to humans. But of course, this exposure through social media would give them a completely inaccurate representation of what humans are actually like. Yes, if you're an Instagram model, I'm here to tell you that you just don't look as good in real life as you do online. And this is exactly what happens to traders. People that get into trading through social media, which is so common, they have a skewed perspective and reality of what trading is actually like. Because of these highly curated Instagram feeds, they often think that success in trading, thousands of dollars, the Lambos, the Rolexes are just around the corner and are super accessible. But in reality, trading requires dedication, skill, persistence, relentlessness, going through a ton of ups and downs to gain experience, and none of that is properly reflected on social media. The rise of social media has led to a massive influx of so-called gurus and traders showing profits, often fake profits online, that have skewed the entire perspective and reality of traders that are sincere in their efforts and want to be a professional trader. And all of this makes it so easy for traders to fall a victim to this fake lifestyle and perspective and reality, and lead to them making poor trading decisions that lead to them going around and around in circles. It can all start from social media, a poor perspective, a fake perspective on reality that leads to traders just not doing well at all. Look, here's the deal. I deleted Instagram when I was 18 years old, and I stayed off of the app for 4 years until I was 22. And the only reason I downloaded Instagram again was because of this channel. After getting to roughly 5,000 subscribers, I was getting a lot of comments asking to get in touch with me. And so I created an Instagram. The truth is, life is better off of Instagram. Yes, often in this world, it is a necessary evil. Perhaps that is a cop-out when I say it, but you have to be very careful. The easiest solution is to just get off of social media. Just delete it, go monk mode, do what you need to do to find success. But I understand that for many of you, you're not going to do that. So what I encourage is to develop a strong sense of mindfulness to see how trading through social media is impacting your trading decisions. Are you growing frustrated? Do you have a lack of patience because you see success online and that success you do not yet have? And you might not have success yet because you simply haven't given it enough time, and it often has nothing to do with you. Okay, on to reason number 2 for why so many traders fail. And in order to get my point across, I need to tell you a little story. Once upon a time in a small, bustling town, there was a man named Jack who had dreams of making it big. He had heard tales of the town's grand casino, where fortunes were won and lost in the blink of an eye. Intrigued by these stories, Jack decided to try his luck and venture into the world of gambling. Ooh, it's getting spicy. On his first night at the casino, Jack found himself drawn to the roulette table. He carefully observed the spinning wheel and the ball that danced around, eventually landing in one of the numbered slots. As he watched, he noticed that the ball had landed on red several times in a row. Convinced that black was overdue, he placed a large bet on it, expecting the streak to end. To his dismay, the ball landed on red once more. Unfazed, Jack decided to double down on black, reasoning that the chances of another red outcome were growing slimmer with each spin. Again, the ball landed on red. Poor Jack. With growing desperation, Jack continued to bet on black, confident that the law of averages would eventually turn in his favor. Unfortunately, Jack's logic was deeply flawed. He had fallen victim to the gambler's fallacy, believing that past outcomes influenced future results. In reality, the roulette wheel has no memory, and each spin is an independent event with the same probability of landing on red or black. As the night wore on, Jack's funds dwindled until he had nothing left to wager. Defeated and heartbroken, he left the casino, wondering how his luck could have failed him so spectacularly. This story explains the gambler's fallacy, a fallacy that so many traders fall a victim to. All the time when I first started trading, I would see the trend and I would think there's no way this could continue. We are going to short the uptrend, we're gonna buy the downtrend, it's due for a pullback any second now. And let me tell you, 100 times out of 100, it did not happen. It was a losing trade and I lost tons of money. And of course, this applies both to the market and a trader's psychology. Often when I was trading and I would see this happening and I would have a losing trade, I would then also think, okay, the trend hasn't reversed, but also my luck has to reverse. And so I would double up, I would triple up on my lot size in order to make back my losses. And of course, as we all know the story goes, I continued to lose a ton of money. And this is where thinking in terms of statistics and probabilities can be so powerful. In order to avoid falling victim to the gambler's fallacy, traders need to think in terms of probabilities and understand that every single trade they take is an independent event. And it doesn't matter if you're on a winning streak, if you've lost the last 100 trades, the market does not care. And so you have to think independently. Again, mindfulness is really the solution here. Try and notice every time when that little voice inside your head is saying, oh man, the trend is going to reverse any second now. There's no way it can continue. There's a resistance level right there. It's going to happen. Oh, I've had a ton of trades that have been losers lately, so this one's going to be a winner. Let's double up. Don't do that. Listen to the little voice inside your head and oftentimes just do the opposite of your gut instinct. It's time to move on to reason number 3. The truth is, boys, it's time to clean your room.
That if you want to change the world, you start from yourself and work outward, because you build your competence that way. It's like, I don't know how you can go out and protest the structure of the entire economic system if you can't keep your room organized.
I think the reason that many traders fail is actually because the rest of their life outside of trading isn't in order. At least for me, for a long time, that was the case. For a long time, when I was trying to find success in trading, I was waking up at like 9 o'clock in the morning and then checking the charts. Being on New York time, as a trader, you can't do that. You're gonna miss all of the large moves. At the latest, you have to be up at 6 a.m. so you can see the London session and you can trade the beginning of the New York session. But I would just stay in bed and I would be lazy and I wouldn't get the job done. So all that to say, I was lazy, but on top of that, in hindsight, I also took out a lot of anger and frustration that I had. I tried to take it out through trading. For a while, I didn't like how my life looked or how my life was going on the outside. And so I saw Forex trading as an avenue to get outside of my current situation, right? To make my life better. And that is fine. But because I had this anger and frustration, I tried to take it out through trading by over risking, by having such a lack of patience, because I wanted things to change overnight, that I would just go balls to the walls. I would risk it all, and of course it would never work. You see, I think many traders fail simply because they need it too much. When I needed money, when I was so desperate to change my external environment that I could accomplish through money, that is when I made terrible trading decisions. It was simply because I needed and wanted it too much. When Jordan Peterson talks about cleaning your room, what he's really saying is just get your life in order. Ultimately, how can you be a successful trader if your life isn't organized, if you're disorganized, if your relationships are in shambles and you have that in the back of your head, if nothing is going right for you, if you're relying 100% on trading to transform your entire life? I don't think you're putting yourself in a situation that is going to be the most conducive for success. Success, as per usual, is a game of compounding small wins into larger wins that will eventually lead to a big difference in your life. And it was really only once I started to make a solid effort outside of trading, a solid effort in my life, when I took a more holistic approach to the entire game, that I finally started to see results. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next one. Play the long game. Until then, peace.